People like King Hu want to preserve and develop that culture. And someone like him, very rare, care to do the artistry of what they think the Chinese tradition is in moving image. So he's very interested in the look, particularly in Ming Dynasty, and the way things are going about in history and culture, filial piety, how the social order goes.
哼，人家都是望子成龙，你呀，整天就这么穷巧。
He's a buff that way, and is very good reproducing them, meagerly in Taiwan. The production scale is small. We didn't have a big industry back then, but King Hu, he's content with his own way, and he create great art out of that scale. He doesn't have 400 extras, let alone 4,000 extras. At most, he has like 2 dozen. The shots has to be contained, to be manageable by smaller group of production people, which is loyal to him, that can go on 3 years, 2 years, even 1 year, just go at the scenes until he's happy. You cannot light that much, so you have to wait for the light looks right and all that. And for King Hu, it's just him waiting for the right look and walk this way to that way so it look like Chinese painting. He'll indulge in a mood. It goes on and on and on without much happening, just mood. People look at each other. The cloths flapping. Literature, basically, Chinese literature is all very much not in the plot, but mood. So the movies are not really plot-driven, per se, even though they have plots, suspense and all that, performance, but his real thing is mood and aesthetic and the look. Of course, to make those clothes, we don't know how to do that anymore with the right cloth, but they really get it done right. And I don't know any other filmmakers do that, even up to these days. It's very difficult. When it comes to space, I think King Hu is particularly creating the artistry from the philosophy of Chinese art, which is respect the negative space. The matter is a reflection of the truth, which is emptiness. So the space matters happen because you define space, not because of the existence of matter. You're not important. You have to give in to nature, to the voidness, which is the truth, which is unknown. I think that's very important in the Eastern culture. Here is like me, I'm the most important. But in the Eastern culture, it's very important to observe and suggest, not even utilize space. I think King Hu is a master in that. And I think he did best when it's small. A tavern, a bar, a small house, how he treats space, how he creates distance and layers. And he's really great with that. The other good example will be, of course, the bamboo forest scene, because bamboo swings and they have distance. They create spaces, foreground, background, middle ground, passing by. And he's very good at landscape, which you got nobody. There's no digital touch-up. So if you see a great landscape, 2 people moving, that's small. That's grand, but small. And posing, particularly, that's not in the Western culture. That's from Peking opera. It's posing, just like perk up. And he used that quite excessively, looking back. But the posing, the wind blows, you look over there, rattling, mood. It's poetic. That's poetry. Use of music, which is totally Chinese. That's all coming from Peking opera or traditional opera, especially the rhythm, the little drum, or the symbols. But particularly, his forte is really on the design and editing. It really brings the montage, the art of montage, jump cut and all those art into Chinese cinema. That came from Eisenstein, so it's nothing new. But he did put together with Chinese ethnic and choreography from the Peking opera, the comebacks and the acrobats, all those put together in the Oriental setting. Individually, you can trace back that he's inspired by something or he's really good at some aspect. But when he put together is no doubt a King Hu movie. So when you collect them and make them come to life, it was quite inspiring back then, and nobody else is doing that. He was a great drawer. His calligraphy is quite incredible. It's very much of an art person with research, quite scholarly. I think he's just one of those multi-talented people who knows so much. Only movie can collect all this. King Hu, of course, influenced me. What influenced me the most is the mood, the use of space, the aesthetic, and the look, and how people go about with each other. I think those are more important than martial art per se. In Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, looks like it paid tribute to King Hu. But I think it's really the other way around. You have a scene in your mind, then you trace back, oh, where that may come from, and you really want to make a knowledge of that. I want to do something metaphorically to show the hidden dragon, the repressed sexuality. There's something whimsical, sassy, with movement, abstract. I thought of bamboo. We're always fascinated with bamboo, any Eastern culture. Then, of course, there's his classic scene there. So you gotta pay tribute to that, because I know what people will think. Because it's bamboo forest. There's no other bamboo forest scene that famous. If you want to head on to a bamboo forest scene, then you gotta be aware of it. There's no escape. But what I think to make it my own, I really want to do the topper level, the bamboo tips, which is really very difficult. It has a different aesthetic, and his bamboo is more on the shadow and the trunks and the ground. He used a lot of smoke, backlight, create moves, intercut, montage, mood, and attack is jump cut. It's all in the cutting. And I'm doing mise en scène. It's like a few shots, just remind people that's your tribute. Everything's real. That's literally what you see is how we do it, and just remove the wire. Not much digital help, except wire removal. So I just wanted to do a step further. When it comes to wire work, or ethereal, floating effect in the martial art films, I think King Hu or me or any Chinese filmmakers, it's more or less infected by the vaulting skills in the martial art Pulp Fictions. That was described for 100 years, that's in our fantasy. Is somehow you're lighter. And not only you can jump higher, but you're enlightened. I think defying gravity is always our dreams. I think King Hu at that time, he was more realistic than everybody else. Back then, the wire work was pretty bad in general. That's just not good enough for him, I suspect. What you see mostly in Touch of Zen, there were trampolines, small trampolines that bounce from one to another. I remember when I saw it, it was marvelous, great. You don't need to hang somebody or look like they were hanging. That's not vaulting technique. I'd rather like him, just feel enlightened. Whether they bounce a little bit, And you can use the space, like sometimes when somebody's bouncing in the foreground, somebody else bouncing in, so you really feel the movement in the space, define space. In terms of Chinese traditions, nothing is greater than that. When I go back to China, making a movie like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, I will still insist on that image because those images is your fantasy, is your dream. So I gotta thank King Hu. These days, when I look back at his film, there are good parts. There are parts like it goes on a little too long or whatever, or the actor's performance was a little. Doesn't matter, but that look, I gotta thank him. It's fixed in the celluloid. It's fixed in my mind. Nothing wipe that out or can change from there. I'm sure that influenced what I do, and I will influence some younger filmmaker and younger people. So that's becomes tradition.